Spring camp is here for the Okanagan Sun, standing with head coach Ben Macualey. Your first spring camp, must be excited for that.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get on the field.
How many players are we expecting here in the Apple Bowl?
I think our final count will be somewhere around 95. We've had a few late additions to the group that we weren't expecting, so between 90 and 95, maybe as high as 100.
What can players expect? I mean, this is your first kick at the can as well, but what can players expect from spring camp?
Well, I think you're going to find that it's pretty high-paced and good energy. Things have been really timed out, so we're not wasting a lot of time on the field. When we're on the field, we're going to be moving quickly, getting a lot of repetitions, and then getting off the field and looking at the film. We're doing some classroom stuff, and we're doing some team-building things as well outside of the football field to kind of get that gel back, getting guys back in the sense of being with the teammates and that camaraderie that comes with the season. Really we expect to be really efficient when we're here and give the new players a taste of what the Okanagan's like, let them see the city a little bit, and let the program and the city sell itself a bit.
Coach at KSS, the last couple of years, obviously a local field to this spring camp. Will players coming from all over?
Yeah, we've got guys already in town from as far as Halifax and Vancouver Island, so we kind of stretch the entire country, which is pretty cool. And there's always a good prairie flavor here as well, and that will be no different this year. The goal is eventually to get to the point where we have solid local guys who can play, and I'd like to be up at some point to say the base of our team is built at that. But it's going to take some time and some effort in the community roots programs that we've started with our high school development camps and things like that. To really build up the quality, the caliber of the athlete coming out of the Okanagan, from just a few every year to a good bulk of guys that we can build off of.
It's so important to have that foundation here in the community. You feel that's been a little bit lacking?
Yeah, it has, and to no fault of anyone in particular. I think it's tough. It's a volunteer sport for the most part. In the community and high school levels, so finding consistent coaching there is always a challenge. But there's some really good guys in place both at Rutland and Mount Boucherie, and now with Chris Cartwright at KSS. Each of these guys has long-term vision and willing to work with us, and I think it's important for the Okanagan Sun to play a big role in supporting those programs and making sure that they don't struggle for volunteers or for support throughout the season and in the off season. So something that they have much better in the bigger centers like the Lower Mainland.
Let's look at the players now. A handful of players left after the graduation after last year's team coming into this spring camp. A lot of open positions, and you being a new coach, a new coaching staff, the old adage, new coach means nobody's guaranteed to have a spot. But what position are you particularly interested in seeing compete for?
Well, I'd be lying if I didn't say the quarterback's an important spot. We've got two really good athletes graduating at the quarterback position. Josiah and Cam did a great job for the last few years, and it's a wide open battle there, but we feel like we've got 5 or 6 guys that are going to come in and compete really well at that spot. Some guys with more experience than others, but we're looking not only at this season but the next few seasons having the right guys in there.
Is spring camp, is there enough time to evaluate some of these guys? It's only a weekend. Obviously a coach would like some more time, but do you feel there's enough time?
Well, to me, I think it is enough in a sense. Sure, I'd like to practice a little bit more, but we've spent the last 2-3 months getting to know the character of these recruits, and we've spent a lot of time talking to them on the phone, most of them over text message or Facebook, but we get to know them and their families a little bit, so the only thing that's left is to see them perform on the field other than the film we've watched. So this is kind of just the last phase in that recruiting process, and there's still more to go following spring camp. There's a good chunk of time before we get to main camp as well, so we've got more work to do, but we feel like we know all the guys coming in pretty well, the type of people they are, and that's really important for me in finding out what kind of character guys are made of, and are they men of their word, are they good citizens, things like that, and if they're talented, great. That's just a bonus for us, but I think our foundation of guys are going to be a good quality character.
We'll have fun this weekend.
Thanks very much, Ryan.
The new head coach of the Okanagan Sun, who opened up their 36th spring camp this weekend, is Ben Macualey.